So in this video, we're going to be looking at the multi-facet privacy features that are built into Cookie Jar. What that means is essentially you can actually have multiple cookie jars that give consent to different things. So here on this page, I have two different consent boxes where on the first box, if I click OK, it loads in a Google font because that's easy to see within a demo, right? I can show you that. But normally, let's say you can load Google Analytics or something of that nature, right? And this next one, if I approve that, it just displays this little alert box just to show us that we've consented to both of these. If I go ahead and reload the page, you'll notice that the alert box comes up because I consented to that happening. And then my font also loads because I also consented to that. Here we also have the ability to accept and deny all. So I'm going to go ahead, let's go ahead and reset our preferences. I can go ahead and say accept all. And that's going to go ahead and run everything. And if I go ahead and reload the page, you'll see that the alert happens and my font is loaded. Let's go ahead and decline all. You'll notice now neither the font nor the alerts show, right? Because I've declined both of those. Let's reset, and then I can dismiss all, which means the content boxes go away. But if I reload the page, they just show right back up until I consent to either all of them or each one individually. Now, if I just consent to one, let's go ahead and load this font. Okay, so I only consented to the font, and let's reload the page. You'll see that it knows that I didn't give consent for one or the other. So I can say no thanks on this one, and you'll notice that my font loads, but the pop-up box doesn't because I didn't give consent to that. So here we are in stacks, and you'll see that this cookie jar stack down here, this one loads my font, and the second one loads in that little pop-up box, okay, that little alert box. So those are managed differently with two different things. And basically the magic behind all this is this privacy ID and the buttons classes. So if we look at each of these, you'll notice that we have a different privacy ID. Okay, so here I have a privacy ID for font privacy. And then you can set the accept class for that, the decline class for that. You can set a clear class, and then here I defined a specific dismiss class as well. If you want, I didn't have a dismiss button in these layouts, but you could add one, right? And then I have a special class just for the content container. Now let's look at this particular example here. We'll see that it's just cookie jar dash font dash, and then the action, right? So if we look here in my layouts, in this particular box here, this container, this is my cookie jar font content. And then inside this button, I have the cookie jar font accept class. And inside the no thanks button, I have the cookie jar font decline. For the second consent, you'll see that I have, if we go look at the classes, I set this to be cookie jar analytics privacy. And then I just have all different classes set up for each one. Okay. If you don't set up different classes, it could mean that if you click on, if you have the same class, essentially, when you click on a button, it could accept both, right? You don't want that. You want to make sure that those are unique, okay? So here we can set up different classes for each one. So if we look at the layouts here on the container, the second one, I have the cookie jar analytics content, the cookie jar analytics accept, and then the cookie jar analytics decline, okay? So those are three different ones for that particular one. And again, the big thing here is making sure that the privacy ID is set to be different for each one. Now, another feature that I showed you was that we have the ability to have these all buttons, these accept buttons, okay? Now, inside Cookie Jar, you'll notice that there are 4. Now, you cannot customize these, okay? If you change these settings, it does nothing, okay? They're not editable. These are hard-coded. They're provided here for you just so you can copy and paste them easily. So we have cookie jar accept all, decline all, clear all, and dismiss all. And those are the exact classes that I added to these buttons. Again, you can use any button. Here I am building this layout with Foundation 6, but you can use whatever layout you want, even the default stacks, okay? So here I have the dismiss all class, the decline all stack class, the accept all class, and then here is the clear all. So again, these buttons they give you the ability to interact with all instances of Cookie Jar on the page, not just the specific ones that use the instance-specific classes.